So first we'll see the URLs. Looks like everyone chose just the basic URL. We will go up to view click map. And this is where it's helpful is as well to use our click map to see where customers engaging, where are they looking, where are they clicking. The goal of an SMS campaign is not to give them content to look at and contemplate and read and entertain them. The goal is to get them to view a message and get them to take an action to go to the site, to make a purchase, leave a review, or what have you. So what we will do is we will add a delay. First step is add a delay after the last message in that first flow. What we want to do is we want to serve them discounts and content and opportunities that they signed up for, that they said, hey, I do want this. So we will send them an SMS if they are not engaging with the email button. Instead of shop now, we can say sign up for SMS. And the link, this is very important. This is where we link our preference management page. Today we'll go through the basics of SMS, going from 0 to 1 and just getting started. So where I would start first is one, understanding the psychology of SMS. The psychology of SMS, and a lot of times the customers that I meet with are, they are a little bit apprehensive about starting SMS. They think that it might be annoying or it might be too intrusive. Well, I can tell you that the success of our customers that have been using SMS, they've done extremely well. And the way to think about SMS, and sometimes what it takes is breaking down a dysfunctional thought process. Sometimes you think SMS is annoying because you personally don't like SMS messages. Well, that's fine. The way to think about SMS with Omnisend, and really for your business as a whole, is the customers that are your biggest fans, your number one customers, they want to be the first customers to see your discounts, see your offers, see your product launches. They're your biggest fans and they want access to you quicker. And so that's why people sign up, which will go through the steps to create a sign up form where people can and customers can sign up for SMS. When they do that, you make it optional. And that way you know that these customers are opting in on their own accord. And that way they are 100% voluntarily putting their phone number in because they truly believe in your brand and value your products, and they want the information and want newsletters directly to their phone. So what we'll do here is we'll go into forms. To start SMS, we will add an SMS option into our pop-up form. So we have a ton of different options. I'm not going to go through all these forms here. We'll keep it simple today. We'll use this template. So you can see we have a title, a subtitle, we have an email field. What you'll want to do is you'll want to add in your phone number field. It's drag and drop. And then we can add in our legal consent right below that. We'll change GDPR, that's for email. We'll change that to collect SMS consent, which is TCPA compliance. Omnisend is very good about keeping you compliant as long as you are collecting that. So we do require that you put your privacy policy into the TCPA compliant checkbox here. So once the privacy policy link is in here, we can go ahead and start collecting SMS. That's a one-step form. It's what we call one-step. We have two-step forms. Over the last few years, Omnisend, as well as some other companies in the e-commerce ecosystem, have started collecting data on the tension and the traction of one versus two-step forms. And we found that there's a 47% increase when you give your customers a second step. So you want to make it easy for them. You're really just reducing the amount of overload that you're giving your customers. So what we can do here is we can take off this SMS field on this form here. We can add this, check this plus here. We can add a phone number into the second step. So first step, they submit their email. The second step, they can submit their phone number or they can abandon this form, and that's okay. If they abandon the form, we still receive their email and they have still signed up and consented to email. On the second step, what we found was just, like I said, it's less overwhelming, one step at a time, and we can offer something different here. So step one, sign up for our newsletter, maybe give them 10% off or whatever incentive that you and your team have come up with. The second step, hey, get our limited deals, join our VIP club, and we'll go over different examples of SMS. One that works right now, and I personally have a small clothing brand, I use SMS as a VIP. So sign up for SMS, you get a VIP treatment, exclusive access to new drops, new releases, new product information behind the scenes, and maybe even special products. So what you can do here create an incentive for them. You don't have to have one. It's higher conversion if you do. So what we'll do here is we'll say, join our VIP list, and this phone number, again, we have the TCPA compliant checkbox. We'll put our privacy policy in just the same as the previous example. But that's our second step, and that's all you need to do. So 1 step, 2 step, and then we have our success page, which is thank you for signing up. I always throw in something, kind of on the side here. I always throw in, hey, follow our Instagram, tying the full omni-channel experience here. So that's 2-step forms and 1-step forms. That's how you get started with SMS, just collecting it in the first place. And again, if you're on the edge about SMS and you think, oh, my customers might not want it, the value of this is that we can make this optional. So we do the field required, we'll uncheck that box. But that's an option for customers to opt into SMS so that if customers are opting in, they're your biggest fans. They want the content, they want the messages, they want the exclusive and direct access to you, and they don't want to get lost in the email inbox, which sometimes can happen. So now we'll move on to how do we even come up with SMS content? It can be overwhelming. A lot of times customers that I speak to every day, they say, Josh, we have been thinking about SMS for a year, and we haven't been able to actually act on that because we don't know where to start. We don't know what content to push. We already spend so much time creating email content and scheduling email content. We don't even know where to start with SMS. And it can be overwhelming, and I do understand that. The number one tip that I would recommend is repurposing the content you already have. So you have email content, you have stats, and you have reporting, and you have metrics, and you have revenue from that email content over the last 1, 2, 3, 4 years. Repurpose that content. You can send the same structure, you can send the same offers, you can send the same copy, shorten that down into short form SMS content. That is the absolute best way to start. And sometimes that can give you 6-7 months of runway for SMS content before you have to even start getting out of the box there. So what we'll do here is when you upgrade to the Pro plan, you'll need to for the SMS functionality anyway. So what you'll have is you will have access to advanced reporting. Advanced reporting is similar to standard, except the standard reporting, you are going into individual campaigns. So campaign by campaign basis where we are, and I won't go too far into this because you've most likely already seen this, but we can see individual performance here. The advanced reporting is a consolidation tool. So we will consolidate over a specific date range, and we can consolidate all of our email campaigns and look at different trends, and it'll stack rank what's working best and what is not working. So for example, let's go ahead and do a custom range. And just as an example here, we will do January of 2023 through, let's just do through today. So the 2023 so far, here are the 11 campaigns that we have sent out of this account. And here is our total performance. Now, we're not looking at the total performance as much as we are looking at these different trends and stack rankings. So we can see what segments are performing the best. In this example, we are actually not going to look at these metrics. We are going to look at which campaigns produce the highest results. Campaigns with the most revenue, campaigns with the highest order average value or revenue, so highest average revenue. So for example, let's say that we have let's just choose this one. This is a copy. So let's go ahead and do Basic Piece Campaign, which is the name of our demo store. Basic Piece Campaign 5323. That produced $27,000 in revenue, as opposed to some of these smaller ones, $0 to $9,000. Let's go ahead and copy that title. We'll go back to our campaigns, and we will just search for that campaign. So we can see here it is, Basic Piece Campaign. And let's just take a look at the content. So first we'll see the URLs. Looks like everyone chose just the basic URL. We will go up to View Click Map. And this is where it's helpful as well to use our click map to see where customers engaging, where they're looking, where they're clicking. So we can see that this did really well, the email with our top picks. So this is a perfect example. Let's say you're having a slow week, or you're having a week where it's time to start prioritizing SMS content. And as a low-hanging fruit, you see that just our top picks, maybe customers value what your current team, the founders, the creators are recommending, and they value that leadership. So let's jump into the SMS builder so we can start building the SMS campaign. And it's the easiest thing to do in Omnisend. It's easier than an email. So we do new campaign, and we will choose SMS, and we will see sender's settings here, just like the email. However, one small difference is that our sender's name depends on the region. If you are in the US or Canada or some regions in the EU, you may not have your sender's name show up to the customer's phone, which is completely fine. We have a way around that. Non-US, you can see that if I type in basic piece, then you may have your name show up. Regardless, what we'll do is we'll make sure that we have the brand name always in the beginning of the message. So basic piece, I like to do a colon here, and then you can type in your promotion here. So what we'll do is we'll call this campaign name basic piece. We will do top picks for July. And this is internal. Your customers do not see the campaign name, just as they don't see the campaign name for email. So basic piece, we will type in, our top picks for July. We can do an exclamation mark. This is designed to be short. The goal of an SMS campaign is not to give them content to look at and contemplate and read and entertain them. The goal is to get them to view a message and get them to take an action to go to the site, to make a purchase, leave a review, or what have you. So we will do our top picks for July. And it looks like I misspelled that. We'll change that. And then we will, what I like to do is press enter twice. So enter, enter. And then I can say, put in our call to action. Say visit. We will say basic. Let's do basicpiece.com. And then that will shorten the URL. So just because we put our brand name.com, with the carrier, what it would typically do is put http .. the full URL. We don't want that. So Omnisend automatically will shorten that link for you. So you don't have to do anything. This checkbox will be checked automatically. So what we can do here is we can press enter twice again, and that drops the reply stop to opt out. That drops that down, so it separates it from our call to action. We do want this stop to opt out on there because that gives our customers the option to opt out of the SMS campaigns or SMS, to opt out of our SMS list. That way we can stay compliant, and we are only serving customers SMS messages that want them, similar to email. So if we scroll up here, we have a pretty basic call to action, our top picks for July. We can write anything in there. We can take certain clips from our email that did really well, and we can tie that in, maybe 1 or 2 sentences. You can see here at the characters, 85 out of 160. I still have a ton of room to work with here. I can type 2, 3 more sentences. So we will show you if this is breaking it up into 1 or 2 SMS, or if you're over the line there in characters. You can also add a GIF or an image. We found that across the board, adding an image or a GIF, I wouldn't really stress out about that too much because the increase in conversion is only about 1% or even less. So what we could do is we can start testing with text only. That's completely fine. Get to from 0 to 1. Later on, we can start incorporating more content, more images once we're confident about the messages, the call to actions, and the cadence of our SMS campaigns. All right, so once we're done with this, just as email does, we are automatically adding UTM tags for Google Analytics tracking. We don't have to worry about that. So we'll go next step. We can send this to all subscribers, just as email, just as how we send our emails out, all subscribers or one of our individual segments or multiple segments. So if we choose this option, we can start selecting all of our segments that we have created already. To keep it simple, we will choose all of our SMS subscribers. Next step, this will calculate the price of the campaign. So this is a little bit different than email, where there are multiple regions. So in the US, one SMS message could be 1.5 cents. In Ukraine, for example, it's 28 cents. In the UK, it's 4.5 cents. So if we We just double check to make sure that we are, one, sending to the right people, and two, making sure that we are not, going over our budget for this campaign. So we'll go next step. And then we can send this campaign now, or we can schedule this for later, really any time in the year, and any time of the day. And that will be similar to email as well. You'll see this flag here, this little red notice here that says verify your phone number. What happens, and I won't go into this too much, we'll have other content coming and other resources as well available that goes over in depth on SMS verification. All you need to know is that when you want to start SMS, the first thing to do is always to go into your store settings, and you go to SMS, and we can verify our phone number. Essentially what that does is telling the SMS carrier, hey, we are a real person, we're a real company, and we are going to be compliant when we're sending these messages. So putting in that notice of TCPA compliance in our forms and making sure customers can opt out when they want to. So now what we'll do is we will incorporate SMS into our workflows. So we've gone over collecting SMS compliantly. We've gone over how do we repurpose content to go from 0 to 1 and just get hit the ground running with SMS smoothly and easily and quickly through email campaigns that perform well using that content for SMS. Now what we'll do is we will go a little bit more advanced, which is, I say advanced, it's not too hard at all. We make it very easy to be advanced. We will jump into automations, and we will start giving customers the option to receive SMS messages within the workflows here. So to keep it simple, let's say that the customer opted in to our welcome flow, our forms. They did a 1 or 2 step forms, and they put in an email, and they might have put in their SMS phone number. So we will choose a welcome flow, and we actually have options in here, pre-built. Most of our workflows are pre-built. We have options that if you check the email plus SMS, we have a ton of different flows that have that already incorporated, have SMS incorporated already. If we scroll up though, what we'll do is I will take you through this. So we're here in our welcome flow. So what we have is we have our first delay, we have our first email. The trigger box is already set up to where when someone subscribes to our form or to our Omnisend pop-up, they're automatically pulled into this flow. What I like to do when incorporating SMS into these flows is I will add an SMS. It's drag and drop. It can be in front of, on top of or below this email. It doesn't matter. If the customer signed up for email and SMS, they will get both of these messages. If they signed up for email and not SMS, then they will only get the email. So this will automatically, scroll down here, automatically pass non-opted in contacts to the next step. So that's the first step. This is really just saying welcome to our list, welcome to our brand, welcome to our family. However you want to word that. You're probably a much better copywriter than I am. So what I'll do is I will just put in some generic text here. So we will again want to put our brand name in at the beginning. That's very important. So we'll say basic piece in this example, colon, and then we can say welcome to the family. And then here's another way we can use our repurpose our content. If we know that email did really well, we can say welcome to the family. Here's our top picks. We can essentially, we're treating our customer like a celebrity on a red carpet, serving them a silver platter for our top content as well as our top products. You want to get them into the message, get them into your store as fast as possible. So what we'll do here, we will say, welcome to the family. Here are our top picks for July, or let's just say for the summer, so that we don't have to edit this too much every time the month ends. So here are our top picks for the summer. We don't have to capitalize that. And then we can put a little, we can make an arrow if we want to, or we can put a colon, a dash, up to you. I like the arrow, and we can say basicpiece.com, or you can put, yourwebsite.com/ you can put any URL / your landing page / product page. Either way, this will shorten the link down to an Omnisend shortcode. So we'll do another enter. So as I spoke about earlier, enter. So 2 enters drops the text. It separates the text from each line, so it's easier to read. And then we will separate the reply stop to opt out. We'll separate that from our call to action in our link. So here is again a very, very easy SMS message to implement, and you'd be surprised on what kind of results and conversions that yields just after a few weeks of using this. Last thing I will show you, and I don't want to go too advanced. As you grow, you'll have the opportunity to meet with our customer success managers. They are completely and fully immersed in Omnisend. They have been for years, and they are experts in anything and everything omnichannel. So they've seen everything, they've built everything. They've spoken to customers going from 0 to 1 with SMS, and customers who have been using SMS for years and need to scale and go more advanced. You're able to meet with the CSMs if you're not ready for that, or your account is not at the point where you were assigned a CSM. What we'll do is to get a little bit more advanced. Once you are comfortable with sending an SMS in the welcome flow, we can start splitting this behavior out and start sending 1 or 2 more SMS messages throughout their welcome flow experience, depending on their behavior. So what we will do is we will add a delay. First step is add a delay after the last message in that first flow, in that first messaging flow here. So they get the SMS message and the email right as they sign up, or a minute after. And we can always change this to whatever we want to here. So the same thing with this delay. We will say, for example, 1 day later, they will be split into 2 paths. And this split is conditional. It's based on logic. We will apply a rule set. The rule set will be a message behavior. So we drag that split in. We go to the rules at the top right. We will select message behavior. What we're doing here is we are splitting this flow based on whether they have clicked or not clicked a URL in the email. So what we can do is we can serve them an email if they are clicking the email. If they've clicked this previous email here, we'll serve them another email. If they have not clicked that email, then we can serve them another SMS. What we're doing here is, one, we're saving our SMS budget, so we're not sending SMS when we don't need to be, and we're not sending too many SMS unless it is warranted based on their behavior. So what we'll do is the split is message behavior, the filter is clicked email, and then this previous email here, any URL in this email. So we'll save that. So if they clicked a link in this email at all, they'll go to the yes path. The yes path, we will send them another email. And then if they did not click a URL in that email, we will drag in an SMS to the no path. So yes and no paths are essentially the logic for this rule set, as well as, the goal behind this is to, some customers don't open their emails. Some customers are, maybe they're busy, they haven't seen it yet. They had 20,000 unread emails in their inbox, which is fine. But what we want to do is we want to serve them discounts and content and opportunities that they signed up for, that they said, hey, I do want this. So we will send them an SMS if they are not engaging with the email. And this can be, I won't go too far into the copy here. This can be, hey, it looks like we haven't seen, we don't have to say, hey, it looks like you haven't bought yet. But we can say, maybe, hey, here's more about the founding story. Here's more about why our products are better. Here's the ingredients in our products. So it depends on the company, depends on the product. But here's our opportunity to build more trust. That's the number one thing, is to build more trust and to reassure them of their decision. Just because they opted in does not mean they're completely sold on you yet. That doesn't mean that they trust you yet. So we want to, instead of selling and pushing, we want to build more trust, essentially. So I like to do a founding story, a behind the brand, behind the scenes, behind the products, or even sharing tips or value around the industry or the product that we are selling. Okay, so the last thing here is this is very important. Is what if you don't want to wait to test the SMS fields and SMS capture just based on your welcome flow. Maybe you don't have much traffic right now to your website, which is completely fine. Maybe you want to see, let's test it if our current customers would like SMS before we do our welcome flow. So that's an option, and that's a very strategic option to do. So what we will do is we will add an option for customers to opt into SMS in our email. That way we can see what's the interest here, what's the engagement, our current customers converting to SMS. So we will let's go ahead and save this. Let's jump into first our settings and then to our email campaigns. So what we'll do here, top right corner, store settings, and then we will choose preference management. So I pre-built this right now, and I threw some examples here for you. So the preference management page is a way for our customers our current subscribers to update their preferences, really update what fields and what categories they want to opt into, and update what channels they want to opt into or opt out. So what we can do here is we can say, join our VIP SMS list, or we can keep it simple. We can just say update your preferences. If I'm spelling this correctly, I'm not sure. Okay, so we have email. Very, very important that we make the email required. We want those two channels to tie together. We don't want, for example, someone to have an email only in their account and then they opt in to an SMS only. Omnisend is only as smart as the information the data that we have. So if we have a separate SMS and a separate email, no matter what system you're using, Omnisend or someone else, you can't connect those together. So they need to be connected somehow. So email needs to be required. It's very important. Phone number, again, can be optional as long as the email is required. But this field is optional. We have email, phone number, opt in to SMS. We want to make sure that this is TCPA compliant here. And then here, this is just kind of icing on the cake. You don't need to do this. But this is an example of collecting more information on your customers. So we can not only get them to opt into our SMS list, we can also ask them more questions and further segment so that we can personalize messages to them. So in this situation, I'm pretending that this is a clothing store. Favorite categories of the product. So men's shirts, women's shirts, hats and accessories. We can adjust this by going to the favorite category, which is something that I just created and named it. What it is a custom property. So if I wanted to add a new field to collect new information, I can select field. We will select the custom property field or any of these fields here if that's interesting to you. But custom property name, we will do a test, for example, and then we can choose our field type. This could be a radio button, checkbox, drop-down menu. For this example, I will use a radio button, a radio input. We will add values, so the label could be, let's call this test. The value, so as we see, once I press the value, it shows up. This would be choice A, and then we can add a value, and that could be choice B. So we give them even more options to give us more information to learn more about them and see what they're interested in. So that's our preference management page. Now I will show you how do we get customers to this page from an email campaign. How do we link this? How do we create a call to action for this page? So we'll update and save. We will go ahead and exit out of this, and we will go back into our campaign builder. This time we will go to email campaign, and I will not waste your time here in the subject line. We'll do test. We will go ahead and go to the next step, and we will choose any of these email templates. I'll show you how to create a save block here in a second. So let's use this discount block. So what we'll do here is this title can say join our SMS list, or like I said, I'm sure you're a much better copywriter, feel free to get creative here on the title here. So we'll say join our SMS list. We'll keep this simple. Let's say we are giving them 10% off. 10% off if you join. We will delete this block here, and we will add a button from our quick add, and then the button, instead of shop now, we can say sign up for SMS. And the link, this is very important. This is where we link our preference management page. So we click this personalization, little dot in parentheses. We will search preference. So this is called, in this builder here, called the preference center link. We will select that, and that's all we need to do for that link. As soon as a customer clicks this button here, it will send them to the preference management page where they can update their information and sign up for SMS. So the only important thing with messaging here is that it's consistent. So if our message is, if our message is signing up for SMS and we send them to a preference management page and it's, all this information and no SMS, or, the title of our preference management page is, something completely different, like sign up for our event, we want to make sure it's consistent to reduce the amount of essentially customers that are dropping off from that funnel. So join our SMS list, get 10% off, sign up for SMS here, and then it's up to you on whatever content you want to include into this email. I see that the most simple examples are the best examples here, the most simple content, and maybe throw in a few of the customer content, user generated content, or something warm. You want this to be a warm experience, an inviting experience. You don't want it to look like you're selling to them or pushing them that much. You want them to be invited warmly to this and feel like they are receiving value when they sign up for your SMS list, because they are giving you another option to reach out to them, which is more of an intimate channel. So you want to respect that as well. But if they sign up, they are fans of you and they want that content. So that's how you do that. We can, like I said, repurpose our old content. We can continue sending this our highest performing emails to our customers, and then including this in the bottom of the email and the top of the email. We can save this block right here, the floppy disk icon, and we will call this SMS. We'll call this SMS CTA. And we'll save the layout. So here in our save layouts, it's loading here. But in the future, when we're building our email campaigns, we can drag this anywhere in our email. So if you wanted to feature this at the bottom of every email or every second email, it's up to you. And we can see how this is doing. So that's the last step I would show you today. Really the biggest thing that I can convey, the biggest message I can say today is, do not be afraid of SMS. SMS is a great thing. It's a great thing for your business. It's a great thing for your customers. Some of your customers want to receive messages quickly and directly to them. They want to be served on a silver platter, and they want to walk on the red carpet, and you want to be the red carpet for them into your business. So if you do want to get more advanced or even more specific, if you have a specific product that, Josh, I don't know if this fits with my product, or, I may need some personalization here to make this make sense for my brand, let me know. There should be a link down in the description here that you can book a call with us. I'd love to meet with you personally, go through your brand, go through your product, look at your past reports and the engagement that you've had, and we'll come up with some personalized examples and use cases here for you to start sending SMS messages. Thank you.